Jai Mother. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. At the feet of Divine Mother Sree Rama Devi by Mrs. T.N.K Nair, The Divine Ministry audio book, Part 7a. Another incident from Mother's girlhood comes to mind. This was narrated to me on my first trip to Mangalore. Mother was a very small girl then, and it was her father's habit to give a small amount of money during festivals to all his children. Even then, Mother had no desire for any of the trivial things that children craved, so the money always remained with her. One day, she saw a boy crying piteously near her house. She asked him why he was crying, and he said he was starving. He had been driven out from his house because of his laziness and other bad habits. Mother's heart melted, and she gave him all the pocket money she had. Then, lovingly, she told him that he should mend his ways, obey his parents, and repeat God's name at least once a day. Many years later, one day, a lady came to see Mother. She said that the same boy grew up, studied well, and was now in a high position in a distant place. He had requested this lady to see Divine Mother and pay back the money she had given long back. When Mother did not accept the money, the lady, with tears in her eyes, asked Mother to accept her gratitude. The lady was none other than the boy's mother, who had thrown him out all those years ago. She told Mother that it was her help and her loving words when everyone else had forsaken him that made the boy turn a new leaf and strive to achieve something worthwhile with his life. And it was Mother's blessings alone, the lady said, that had granted her son success in his endeavors. It was a profound experience to be with Mother at Kanyakumari. There were moments of self-revelation when her universal love poured out, a tangible thing that seemed to envelop us and keep us safe, close to Mother's heart. Words would come, soaked in compassion, while tears glimmered in her eyes. Children, the sorrows of humankind, this poverty, this suffering, and degradation of delusive ignorance that is spread over humanity is almost more than I can bear. Humanity's suffering comes, wave after wave of pointed arrows, each one piercing this heart. Mother's is not the heart of a jnani, but a heart of love, a furnace of love that burns for mankind. Infinite love alone is the transforming force, love which is all knowledge, love which emanates from existence, knowledge, and absolute bliss. This love alone enters all hearts. This love alone can shatter tamasic ignorance, that thick encrustations of numberless births. This is the love that is flowing from the heart of the Mother for the good of the whole world. The impersonal assumes the personal for love and love alone. That love is God's sacrifice for mankind. That love is the motivating force behind the great advents of God in this universe. That love is omnipotent, unrevealed, and is the fountainhead of bliss. It thrills the whole world even as the divine flute did, inviting and attracting mankind with its soul-enchanting melody to tread the Godward path. In Samadhi merged in the non-dual state, where is Jagat, where Jiva? Where is the unsubstantial phenomena? Then it is Prema that attracts me back from the heights of these transcendental regions, back to all of you, my children, to teach you, to transform you, irrespective of good or bad, caste or creed. It is the dearth of real spirituality, the lack of adherence to moral and spiritual ideals, which makes man plunge into the mud of worldliness. It is this ascendance of adharma that has brought in its wake famine and destruction, and the many ills and degradation the world suffers from. Your hearts should be receptive to the wisdom that cascades from the Guru as channels of power. Nothing should hamper your spiritual progress. Faith in your Guru should become a light that clarifies the confusions of your existence. All around is the gloom of doubt. When you mistake the unreal as real and darkness as light, despair and despondency result. Spiritual awakening should pulsate and vivify the length and breadth of Bharat. Humanity has to shake off this lethargy and proceed from fear to fearlessness and to soul's freedom. Looking back, I realized that during her stay in Kanyakumari, sorrow for humanity awoke and enveloped Mother afresh. It was a widening of forces to gather more and more to her. Who can comprehend that divine urge, overwhelming in its intensity, that seeks to awaken and revitalize as many souls as possible? Who can understand how that divine love is suddenly and completely awakened? I can only speculate. Maybe it was Kanyakumari itself that was responsible, for in the panorama before us was the beautiful mandir dedicated to Mahatmaji, and close by amidst the seas was the rock on which Swami Vivekananda meditated. The cry of those great sons of India for the redemption of the motherland, I thought, were surely cries that were difficult to ignore. One day, coming out of her silence, Mother stood looking at those twin monuments to India's illustrious sons for a long time. By some strange coincidence, as though in answer to my silent speculation, Mother started talking about Bapuji and Swami Vivekananda. The personality of Vivekananda was one that I had always found inspiring, and as Mother extolled Vivekananda, his brave and daring spirit, his Guru Bhakti, his Vairagya and Tyaga, he came alive in our mind's eye. She spoke too about his gigantic work of reinstating the truths of Vedanta and of his unremitting struggle to fulfill his master's work. Her gaze was riveted on Sripada rock, and like dewdrops, tears of love and benediction came. Was it in answer to Vivekananda's prayers that this nectar of grace flowed to bless, to create, in hidden ways, a mighty awakening of truth and dharma? I feel that infinite blessing from Devi incarnate took shape as the grand and fitting memorial to Vivekananda in Kanyakumari. At times, from love's tenderness, her bhava changed to the lofty power of the Guru. Then words burst forth. The life of Bharat rests in knowledge of Atman. Bharat Bhumi is the land of tapas, awakening in you the awareness that you are not this perishable body, you are eternal consciousness. Become established in this. Express that mighty soul force through clarified intelligence. Self-realization is not a plant that blossoms instantaneously, nor is it something that burns itself out. It is rather a plant of slow growth, but through personal striving and inner abundance in the Guru's words, your progress will gain momentum. Your desire for self realization will become the irresistible force against which no object can stand. Then blossoms the multifaceted celestial flowers of love, dharma, unity, sacrifice, all the godly qualities, in fact. When the whole life becomes a continuous consecration to truth, no more will you be adrift as a rudderless boat in the gathering storms of life. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage, Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage, Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. Jai Mother.